Audio Jungle.
Good afternoon. On the national news this afternoon, Tinubu appoints 20 new aides to Tinubu'S Abdulaziz make lists. Our FG will double annual revenue without increasing tax. Tinubu's aides. Alleged abuse of office. Court fixes October 17 for case against Malami. 4 suspected kidnappers arrested in Kano. And on sports, Super Eagles can rule Africa again. Awoniyi. You are watching the national news from BGI TV Current. I am Rabila Lawal. Now the news shortly. President Bola Ahmed Tinubu has hired 20 new aides about 3 weeks after he made the last set of major appointments. Information cannot repeat. The new appointments include those of senior special assistant SSAs, personal assistant PAs, personal physicians, and photographers. Among the new appointees, according to the list, are veteran journalist Tinubu'S, who has been designated SSA Media, Abdulaziz SSA Print Media, and Ibrahim Maseri SSA Political. Others are Adekunle Tinubu, personal physician, Damilotun Aderemi, senior special assistant, and also private secretary. Coming off Tony Zubair, Senior Special Assistant Domestic, Ortega Ogra, Senior Special Assistant Digital New Media, Demola Oshodi, Senior Special Assistant Protocol, Tokwe Ajayi, Senior Special Assistant Media and Public Affairs, Yetunde Shekoni, Senior Special Assistant Motunrayo Jinodu, Senior Special Assistant Shegun Dada, Special Assistant Social Media, and Paul Adekoye, Special Assistant on Logistics. Moving on to the next story. The Special Advisor to President Bola Tinubu on Revenue, Zach Adedeji, says the government will double the country's total annual revenue, which is currently below 15 trillion naira, by deepening the nation's revenue collection system and not by imposing extra taxes. Adedeji, who made this known on a program on Monday, also said the federal government will harmonize all revenue collecting agencies. Today we collect under 15 trillion naira as a total annual revenue, but our plan between now and the next 3 years is to double that revenue without increasing taxes and without bragging additional taxes, he said. We just want to deepen our collection system. We just want to simplify it into this data and technology and drive the revenue. According to the President's revenue chief, Nigeria has a revenue problem, but the current administration is prepared to tackle the challenge through fiscal discipline and harmonization of revenue channels, using technology to view all government revenue collecting agencies in real time. We have identified multiple taxes as one of the problems, multiple generation and collection agencies, lack of technology. All these we have identified as major problems that confront our ability to generate what we need, he said. Adedeji said the current administration will formulate and implement sound economic policies and laws that will lead to prosperity for all. Moving on to the next story. A High Court of a Federal Capital Territory yesterday deferred hearing on a case situated and instituted against the immediate past Attorney General of the Federation and Minister of Justice, Mr. Abubakar Malami San, for allegedly abusing his office. Justice Oluyemisi Adelaja adjourned the case for definite hearing, even as he directed the service of all the necessary court papers as on the ex-AGF Malami San to enable him to enter his defense in the matter. He further directed that approval of service of the suit and hearing notice on Malami should be made available to the court. The suit is seeking an order to compel the elsewhere AGF to pay 1 billion naira as damages to an international businessman and property developer, Mr. Cecil Osakwe. The plaintiff in the legal action he instituted through his team of lawyers, led by Mr. Victor Giwa, told the court that the former AGF, using his office arm twisted him to give out 2 units of his 3-bedroom flat in one of his properties situated in Mekong Close, Maitama, Abuja, to a civil servant, Mrs. Asabe Waziri. Osakwe alleged that Malami forced him to hand the property worth about 130 million naira to Mrs. Waziri against a substituting order of the court's competent jurisdiction. The plaintiff told the court that Malami San, while in the office as the AGF waded into a civil dispute, is firm and with Mrs. Waziri and used his position to supervise his continuous harassment by security operatives, alleging that his fundamental rights were grossly violated. The plaintiff said he sued Malami both in his official and personal capacity. Moving on to Kano State. The police in Kano State have arrested 4 suspected kidnappers. They kidnapped a businessman, Alhaji Ali Falaka, 70, in Bokure, LGA, and demanded 20 million naira. Isia Aruna, 22, the leader of the suspect, speaking when they were apprehended by the police, explained that it was their first time and they formed a team with another group of 4 people to commit the offense. He said they were unable to get the 20 million naira they demanded before they were arrested while the victim was rescued. He further explained, "In my team, we are 4 in number. We met with another team of 4 and attacked residents and whisked away the victim. We hid inside rocks in Bukure near one village called Gilin Dutse." According to him, before they could go anywhere in their illicit act, they started regretting it, saying that the other team escaped while 4 of them were all arrested. Mohammed Husseini Gumel, the State Commissioner of Police, explained that the suspects were arrested following a sustained follow-up coupled with intelligence-led operations. And to end the national news hour from BGI TV Current is a sports story. Taiwo Awoniyi said the Super Eagles' main objective is to conquer the rest of the continent at the 2023. I beg your pardon. Taiwo Awoniyi says the Super Eagles' main objective is to conquer the rest of the continent at the 2023 Africa Cup of Nations in Côte d'Ivoire. The 3-time champions sealed a place at the 2023 AFCON finals after a hard 4-3-2 win against the Lone Stars of Sierra Leone last month in Monrovia. The Super Eagles last tested success on the continent in 2013 in South Africa. The West Africans won the 2 titles first time in 1980 and repeated the feat in 1994. Awoniyi insisted the Super Eagles could win the trophy again. "I think everyone in the squad is happy. The first stage is to qualify for the AFCON, which we did already. Then the next stage now is to just try to everything possible to win the AFCON, which is the target for the country." Awoniyi speaks. "The last one was an experience. I was there and we're happy that we're here again, and of course we want to go there and want to win the trophy for sure." With that sports story, we've come to the end of today's national news from BGI TV Current. Before we go, some major headlines. Tinubu appoints 20 new aides. Tunde Rahman, Abdulaziz make lists. How FG will double annual revenue without increasing tax. Tinubu'S aides. Alleged abuse of office. Court fixes October 17 of case for and against Malami. 4 suspected kidnappers arrested in Kano. Super Eagles can rule Africa again. Awoniyi. For more updates of our broadcast on YouTube, our handle is BGI TV Current. Kindly subscribe and click on the notification bell. Select option all to access all of our broadcasts. For advert placement of your goods and services, coverage of events and functions, please dial the phone number streaming on the screen for advert placement only. Thank you for watching. I am Mo Ribe. Repeat Allah. Good afternoon.
Audio Jungle. Audio Jungle.